Before we get into this episode, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. You can hit the notification button so you can get updated weekly on all of our latest content. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, tell us what you want to see next below. Lights, camera, action. Do I look skinny?
Snatched. Do you have a tapeworm?
I am ready to give birth. I decided to have my sister, Mimi Evarts, on the podcast, who is also the director of branding at The Skinny Confidential. And we just thought we would have a little conversation about the evolution of the brand, how the aesthetic has evolved, advice to people who are trying to scale a brand, all things branding, because we've really been through it all.
Yeah. I started with you when I was 15, so...
Tell everyone what you started doing.
I started working with you when I was going to high school across the street from where you lived, and we were both working at the same restaurant, and I didn't have a car. And so I'd go over to your house after school so you could drive me to work. But then you had just started your blog, or your blog was like in the early stages. And you would be shooting food content, and you're like, here, like clean up the food content and I'll pay you $20. Or like help me stage this popcorn, stuff some bookmarks. And then I started growing your Pinterest and it really started working. And then slowly you gave me more things to do.
I don't remember that part. I don't remember you coming over before we would go to work together. I forgot. I remember now.
It wasn't for that long because we only worked together for a year there, I think.
So you were at my studio apartment when I had just launched the blog and we were working together at Delicious. You were the hostess and I was the bartender.
You got me the job. Yeah.
Oh my God, that is so vintage. I was going to say that I thought you started working for me when I needed help with my closet when Michael and I moved in together, but that was later on.
I do remember helping you guys move though, and it was one of the most trying times of my life.
Why?
I thought you and Michael were going to break up.
Why?
We would always steal the money out of his pants pockets. And then we would give away all of his stuff to Miles, to our dad, anyone who wanted something that was a little bit ugly.
And then he would be like, where's my $10 bill in the pocket? And we would be like, beats me.
We'd be eating sandwiches.
The sandwiches across from that apartment were so good.
I miss it.
So when you think about the brand as a whole, because you have seen it through so many iterations, what do you think has been the craziest part of the evolution? Because you've seen it through when it was like a blog to now when it's a product line that you work on every day.
I think when the ice roller launched, that was really probably like the most exciting.
I think that what's been crazy for you is that you started when it was a blog and now it has all these tentacles.
I was describing this to someone who just started with us this week and saying, I showed her this timeline of the brand. And the first part is like pink and it's you making recipes. It's your first book. It's workout tips. And then it phases into when the podcast started. And that's when we got this like masculine edge that we had never worked with before.
Yeah.
And it was really fun to start using like more black and more textures. And then when the brand initially launched, and it was like Barbie, you know, it was so pink. You wore that quinceanera dress for the launch video. And then the book, the second book, I feel like after you had Zaza, the brand really started changing.
Yeah, I think
you grew up.
I think I grew up. And but I also think the audience grew up too with us. So like I had a lot of, high school students and really young college girls reading the blog when you and I were working out of my studio apartment. And then after I had a baby, the audience a lot of them had grown up too.
Yeah.
And I think you see that in the evolution of the brand. If there are people who are listening that want to start a brand right now, you have been so into this brand. What are your tips?
If they're trying to start a brand, sometimes I feel like this is my only experience. So I just live and breathe this brand.
But you don't. I feel like we're always screenshotting and sending stuff back. Like you understand branding. You've immersed yourself in it. A lot of people go to school for branding.
I think what I would say is one of the mistakes that we made in the beginning was we kind of pigeonholed ourselves when it was so pink. Then you had to ride with that pink And then it couldn't be for everyone. It became, men don't want pink. Some girls don't want pink. You don't want like a flamboyant pink with you all the time. And I think that was hard. I also think another mistake that people would do is when something's trending, like a few years ago, things got too modern. I don't know if you saw when Burberry made their logo really modern. It looked exactly like all the other modern logo brands like Balenciaga. Then Burberry last year got a new creative director and they went back to their roots, and it's like they're embracing that horse logo and it has more of that serif font. And I think that if you're building your own brand, it's thinking of something that you're still going to want to post about in 5 years and something that you can grow with.
I think that's a great tip too, because it's also going back to being classic.
Yeah, like a play on nostalgia.
Yes. And and I feel like you and I have talked about this a lot, where a lot of people went like very stark and monochromatic and nude and beige. And now what I'm seeing from everyone around me who's so creative is everyone is craving depth and richness and,
contrast.
Yeah, different browns and woods. And
I think this is also dangerous though.
Right. That's why I think this is important to talk about. So you got to be careful that then you don't.
You have to be in the middle of the road. I think that if you look at someone's house and you're like, wow, this house is gorgeous, it's normally like a collection of things that they found throughout their life, which is how the brand should be. It can have some monochromatic and simple, but then some like deep antique wood element.
Yeah, I think that you want to be careful how much trends you follow. And I think that that's where we're at now on the trajectory, is how are we keeping it classic, but also staying relevant, but not being so immersed in the trend.
I think it's almost not looking at the trend and trying to think what naturally you want to do next, in a way, to take a step away.
I agree with you. And I think that that's why when Burberry goes back to its classic logo, it stands out because it looks different. And I think people are craving like a freshness, like they want to see something new.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like people are bored with everyone doing it the same way.
Yeah.
And I think that that's constant innovation. And I think what's been cool for us is that you and we've had our nose to the picture, and then we've been able to have freelancers who are farther from the picture, and you have to like meld the two together.
Yeah.
What do you think is the best way to build a cohesive brand from scratch?
We recently worked with this graphic designer, and she was the first real graphic designer that we had been working with. And she explained to us that the foundation of a brand is based off of normally 3 principles. And so for our brand, you think about it like a house. So there's the foundation, there's the construction, and there's the roof. And for the Skinny Confidential, we have elevated, disruptive, and intentional. And so I think when you're building your own brand, you should think about what your principles are, what you're trying to get across. You told me once that if you're creating content, it needs to educate, entertain, or inspire. And it's the same sort of thing. Like, what's your brand doing? What's the value of it for other people?
Yeah. What's the takeaway of how people feel? I think that I always tell people when they're starting a brand to take a poster board and literally draw what you want in front of you, and then write down who your consumer's name is. And from there, write down how you want them to feel when they're leaving your page. So some people are going to be like, I want them to feel romantic. Some people are like, I want them to feel educate, like whatever it is you want to evoke a feeling in the consumer. And what are you wanting them to feel? For this podcast and this show, I want someone to walk away feeling like they've learned something and they have tools to optimize their life, tactics, tips, hacks, something
tangibles,
like something quick that they can do.
Yeah.
This will be a fun one. I'm going to tell everyone what the best advice that you've given me throughout working together, and you can tell everyone what my best advice to you has been.
Okay.
And it can't be that I told you Brunello wine is the best red.
Well, it is. Barolo or Brunello. When I order a wine at a restaurant, I'm like, I don't really know what I like except for Brunello or Barolo. Do you have one of those by the glass?
No, we just have California wines.
Yeah.
The best advice that you've ever given me is, I think that you have taught me to, when we talked about this earlier, not follow trends, and to also keep it young and fresh, but also at the same time act appropriate for where you're at. And what I mean by that is like, you don't think I should be like following what Gen Z is doing. You think I should be staying true to the brand. You've taught me how to have finesse, and I'm trying to articulate it in the right way. It's like stay where I am in life at this stage with having kids, but also bring in some of the freshness without being trendy. And it's a dance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that you have 3 kids now. If you were to be in a, twerking, it's a little off brand or just not what anyone wants.
Right. No one needs to see me twerking this pregnant. Carson, don't get
maybe
any.
Michael.
I don't know if Michael needs to see that. Michael's going to be on the other side of me when I give birth.
Like up near the head?
Not the baby's head.
Yeah.
My head.
Good.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Is he helpful? Yeah.
No, he's helpful. He's
panicked.
I don't need a doula. Yeah, it's just his energy. The reason I don't want to have a home birth is because
he has sympathetic pregnancy, I think.
Yeah. Don't they all though?
I don't know. I mean,
no, just you wait. You're next. So I think what you've taught me with the brand is like how to have balance with the content. And I think
make it your own.
Yes. I think that's important.
You can steal like an artist. There's things you can see and wow, I love exactly what they're doing, but it doesn't necessarily make sense for our brand. But we say why we like what they're doing. If it's, Burberry, going back to that simple logo, we said we like how it's more classical and we like the serif of the font. How can we bring that into our brand?
Yeah. Like, and how can you bring the classicness and the nostalgia back?
Without using the Burberry font and their horse,
Right.
It's our own, it's inspiration.
I also think that you have a really good eye for spotting content creators who are really, really talented that may not be like the biggest creators, but they have a specific eye. I mean, you were watching Korean beauty YouTube situations before, 10 years ago, I feel like.
Yeah. I think that I just got really interested in skincare because working with this brand, that was a big part of it originally. Like, you were really interested in beauty. And so I started looking at that. And I think that when I went to Korea and I got a new perspective, that was one of the most valuable things I ever did in my life. Because now I can appreciate brands for different things. Like, there's this brand, Gentle Monster, and you can tell what they're doing is art. Their pop-up stores are like art pieces. It's not to sell the products necessarily. Or there's other brands like Barbie where it's nostalgic. Or there's brands like our brand where you're playing on daily habits and building your life.
What's the best advice that I've ever given you and the worst?
The best advice that you've ever given me is take what you want and leave what you don't.
Okay. And what does that mean to you?
I apply that to everything.
Okay.
If I get advice from someone, I say, I liked this piece of advice. I don't like that piece. If I go on social media and there's some negativity, but I want the positivity takeaway, I'll just focus on the positivity. It's kind of like perspective. It's the way you see a situation is how I interpret it.
Okay. What's the worst advice?
The worst advice is when you're half listening and then you give me advice. I remember when I was single, you would give me dating advice. Like, you'd be so busy. You'd be writing a blog post and getting your hair done at Dry Bar. And
leave him.
No, you'd be like, never text him again.
Burn him. Oh.
And then the guy's like, hey, we went on one date and you never texted me back. And then I would tell you and be like, why did you do that?
You know what, though? It's worked for you because now you're with the love of your life. So maybe my dating advice isn't that bad.
I stopped listening to your dating advice. I started going with my gut. But you were always in the back of my mind.
Okay.
You give great relationship advice.
Okay. I'll take that. What is the worst font that someone can use?
Oh, that's a good question.
The font that we should all stay away from.
It depends. I don't think that it's fair. It's like art. You can't say that all art is bad.
Okay. So what if you're telling someone, I think what you're saying is like, you have to define what your brand is and maybe that font fits with the brand.
Yeah. Maybe it's googly eyes making the letter Y is your brand. Maybe it's cursive. Maybe it's like bubble font for you.
Okay, but let me ask you this. What font do you not like?
What font do I not like specifically?
Like personally. I'm not a big fan of bubbly letters because it feels young.
Feels childish.
But then I look at like a Skims and that's done cool.
Yeah.
So I think like there's a way to do it in a way that's elevated.
It's hard to do a blanket statement like that. But if I had to say, it would be some of the fonts on Instagram stories.
Okay.
I'm like, who made these fonts?
Let's rebrand those. There's a couple that need to be rebranded.
The one that's like slanted and thick that has been there since the beginning.
Yeah, we got to get rid of that.
It's time to move on.
No, I think they need to update their fonts.
Yeah, they added some new ones, but even the new ones I'm not loving.
And then you get the one that everybody uses. And that feels like, to me, I'm like, ugh, everyone's like, I don't like everyone's using it.
I hate when brands or people in general put too much space in between letters. If it's, Thursday on an Instagram story and it's like so much space in between the letters, it drives me nuts.
Huh. So spacing.
Yeah. I'm more about the spacing than the font.
What makes a beautiful brand to you? Like, is it the website? Is it the Instagram? Like, what do you look at something and you're like, that is an incredible brand?
When I feel inspired by it and I want it for a certain reason, like
Gentle Monster.
Like Gentle Monster, the way that they present their products is so amazing that I don't even care if I like the sunglasses, but I want them because I want to be a part of the experience.
That's what I think is really going to move the needle when it comes to merch. I think that I want to create a brand, if I'm starting today, that people want to actually wear on a hat.
Let me ask you this. When's the last time you bought merch? I haven't bought merch since 2015.
I think that I would buy it for that's not true. We went to St. Bart's.
But that's like restaurant apparel.
But we went to St. Bart's, you guys, and the hotel that we stayed at, you want the merch.
Yeah.
Like you do. We were like, well, let's get the rash guard.
But that's more of a statement potentially because when you go to your next location and I'm wearing the rash guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not subtle, but like it's
a little peacocky.
I always
and I'm okay with that.
I like to look into the behavior of the merch. Do you know what I mean? Like I want to look into, because I remember there was a time when there was a lot of people were wearing like Glossier pink sweaters. And it was like a subtle, it was signaling to the market something subtle. And I think that now we're seeing it without even logos. Like you see the row bag.
Yeah.
And you see, Carson's like, what are you guys talking about? You see the row bag and there's no branding on it, but it's like, if you know, you know, almost like an exclusive club.
I think that merch is also in products now, like the Summer Fridays lip gloss. Everyone has that in their flat lay. The MEJ clip.
Yeah.
It's not like just a sweatshirt anymore.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like you're right.
It's like merchandise.
Yeah, or like Hailey Bieber's phone case.
Yeah.
I think that is interesting. It's like, how do you create merch that it's not merch, but it is merch? Do you know what I'm saying?
Because you get so many PR packages, and I think sometimes I'm like, wow, this is wasteful. How many more hats can you get?
Well, it's funny. We just talked about this in our team meeting. I have gotten so many packages for what I do. And the ones that I actually post are the ones that this is what I've noticed at like stepping outside my body. The ones that I actually post are personalized or appeal. And if I'm being really honest, to my ego. So like the fat Jew sent me, I remember this, I talk about this all the time. Yeah, he sent me this package for White Girl Rosé and it said on the box, Lauryn fucking Bosstick is the queen of everything. And I was like, ah! You know, like you want, like, you like think like, wow, that's cool that they personalized it, they spent the time. And then you open it up and it's like, here's a $5 bill because it's the holidays. And then there's a bottle.
The only thing you want for Christmas. And it was a $5 bill and it was booze and money.
Yeah. And then it was like family time is hard on the wine. So it was funny too. So not only did it appeal to my ego, it was also funny.
It entertained.
But then you get a brand that will send you every lipstick shade that they have. And it's probably $1,000 or something crazy. And you don't even end up posting it. And you like give it to your friends and you give it away. So it's, to me, that human behavior of it is so intriguing.
I think that there's also the right audience. Potentially, like if you sent that lipstick with every lipstick color to someone who had 500 followers, they'd be really excited and they'd post it.
Yes.
Or if you were a really big brand and the creator was trying to get on your channels, they would post it regardless. But if it's someone who already has authority, they're not just going to post a bunch of product. It's like gluttonous.
Totally. And I think that is what the wave of the future is personalized PR. So the way we do it at the Skinny Confidential, and we've talked about this internally, is like we personalize what we're sending to each person. Meaning, if I am going to send a brow peptide, which I'm obsessed with, I use every morning, every night, it grows your eyebrows.
Same.
I'm wearing it right now too. You can see it on YouTube. I am going to find someone that is all about the brows on Instagram. Like they like the way they like brush their brows is unique, or the way that they shape them is unique, but I'm going to find someone who specifically is known for their eyebrows. Like maybe, let's say like Brooke Shields was like, we would like send it to her. I think that people don't want 20,000 pieces of product. They want personalized product to them. So like another good example is this girl on Instagram, I sent it to you. I don't know if you saw. She has this big Birkin full of ice and she's wearing mouth tape. And she dunks her face in the Birkin to get like her face really cold, and she rips the mouth tape off. And so I messaged her and I was like, I have to send you a bunch of ice rollers for your purse and mouth tape. Like there's a reason. And I think that's what's going to become very in. And I don't know if in's even the right word.
I think what you're saying is really good for our brand in the way where if you're finding someone who's already familiar with the product, you don't have to educate them. Yes. Educating someone on your product, telling them how to use it is a lot of work and really expensive. So if it's someone who already is using mouth tape, they should switch to ours. That's a really easy switch and it's understandable.
Exactly.
Hello, everyone. Big announcement. I am in love once again. Don't worry, Lauryn. It's not with another woman. It is with Astral Tequila. This has quickly become my go-to tequila of the summer. It is so versatile. I'm making all of my margaritas with this. I'm doing my tequila sodas with this. And of course, my famous Paloma. This tequila has got such a strong place in my heart. Because here's the thing. It is versatile. It is tasteful. And it doesn't break the bank. I've been gifting this to my friends. I've been gifting it to family. And more importantly, I've been drinking it all summer long and really enjoying my time doing so. So let's talk about Astral. I've been sharing more and more about Astral on this podcast and on my social platforms. They come in 3 different bottles. They have what I have right in front of me here, the Reposado, which happens to be my favorite. They have their Añejo and they have their Blanco. You can't go wrong with any of them, but I like to personally make my margaritas with the Reposado. I like to sip the Añejo, and I like to do my tequila sodas with the Blanco. You can try any or all 3 of them. So check them out. Astral is my go-to tequila for margaritas at home, and it doesn't just taste good, it does good too. Every bottle of Astral Tequila helps build homes for families in need in Jalisco, Mexico. After making the tequila, they upcycle the leftover agave fibers into adobe bricks used to build homes in their community. How cool is that? So when you're sipping a marg, you're also supporting a great cause. Drink margs, do good. What could be better? House Marg Summer is here. Time to stock up. All you have to do is go to www.astraltequila.com to find Astral near you. And don't forget the limes. Please enjoy responsibly. Astral Tequila, 40% alcohol per volume. Diageo, New York, New York.
One thing moms do not mess around with is their formula. So enter Bobby. Bobby supports every feeding journey with simple, organic, high-quality formulas that bring their best for your best. It's founded by moms, backed by science, and trusted by 500,000 plus parents. So I believe, and I think a lot of people believe, that feeding your baby isn't a one-size-fits-all journey. And that's exactly why Bobby exists, to support you wherever you're at in this journey. So whether you're exclusively formula feeding or combo feeding, or you just need a backup, like you just want like a backup plan, Bobby has your back. What I like about this formula as a mom is that they're USDA organic, clean label certified and modeled after breast milk. How do I know this? I got to do a shot of Bobby formula on the show. And I can tell you, it's very breast milk-like. I've tried my breast milk. Everything is designed to be easy on tiny tummies. They have an organic original infant formula, and that's their grass-fed whole milk recipe. They also have a gentle option for sensitive bellies, so you can sort of curate what works for your baby, which is nice. Bobbi is offering an additional 10% off your purchase with the code TSC. Visit www.hibobbi.com to find the Bobbi formula that fits your journey. That's HIBOBBIE.com. After my first baby, I had hair shedding. It was a nightmare. On my silk pillowcase, I would wake up and there was shedding. And so I just really started to take my hair health into my own hands. I started eating a lot more meat. I would eat organs, like a lot of liver. I have like the ancestral blend that I love to do, my meat bowls. I also started doing a lot of scalp massage and oils in my hair and microneedling on my scalp. And then, of course, supplementation. And the supplement that I use, you already know, is Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand. It is trusted by over 1.5 million people. Anything truly worthwhile takes time and effort. And with Nutrafol, you see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair and less shedding in just 3 to 6 months. And I know this because that's exactly what happened. I started to notice it in about the 5th month. My hair was just thicker and there was less shedding going on. I think they've really thought of everything. They have very much a wide approach to how to support your hair needs. So they look at the whole picture. So whether it's postpartum, menopause, a plant-based lifestyle, whatever it is, they really have you covered. This summer, stop worrying about your hair and start making memories. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter promo code SkinnyHair. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com. Spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code SkinnyHair. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code SkinnyHair. When you plan a photo shoot, because you've planned a lot of photo shoots for the brand, and when you plan a video shoot, what goes into that? Like, because I don't think people understand all of the different things that it takes to get there. And maybe you could talk about the toilet paper shoot.
Okay. So when we're planning something, it'll be an idea from a long time ago. Like you said, you wanted to make the toilet paper and we talked about it for a year before. And so then that whole time we're kind of thinking about what we're going to do. And then when it comes time to start doing the actual photo shoot, we would think about, seasonality. So toilet paper launched in the spring, or if something was launching in the winter, you'd probably do like a winter theme, like a stocking.
A snowman.
Yeah, a snowman. I'd love some snow actually for something. But so that's step 1 is thinking about when it's launching, what it is, who the audience is. And then obviously you have the list of the content that you need. Like we need content for ads. We need content for the website. We need content for social media. You need a photo. Sometimes there's a billboard. And so I'll think separately how I'm going to position you because you're the founder and you're very specific. And then if there's other content that we need of someone using the product, I'll get a model for that. And then the e-com itself is separate. And so for the toilet paper, I looked back at all these old ads from like the 50s of toilet paper. And there was all of this fun marketing. And so we kind of went off that for the shot list. But obviously it was a more modern shot list. It was like an old photo, but we shot it modern and we put some texture on it.
And like, give an example. Like you had toilet paper rolls in people's hair as curlers.
Yeah. So it's also thinking about how to use the product in a different way. So you think about each different part of it. Like there's 3 layers in the toilet paper in each square, or there's the holder, or there's the wrapper in the box. And so, we put the roll of the toilet paper in a girl's hair for like hair curlers. And then we had her reading a newspaper because we didn't want to play on the toilet. The toilet's like, ick, you know? And so you can maybe look at that and see a girl reading a newspaper with her hair in rollers and kind of understand that she could be going to the bathroom, but it's not so explicit.
I also think what we did is we looked at hotel toilet paper and how it was folded. And then we also looked at like the stamp that they put on toilet paper. And then I wanted to launch with something really bold on my Instagram, which was the video of a girl walking with a heel and toilet paper gets attached to her shoe and she pulls it off. And so what Mimi did, and I think this is so helpful, and if you are starting a brand, this is like a hot tip, is she storyboarded it. And she storyboarded it was like a 40-second video, and she storyboarded each scene. So when we gave it to the photographer to shoot, it was like she's wearing a black heel with red at the bottom, and her leg has a shimmer to it, and you can't see over her knee, and there's light, and it's
the light is coming from the right.
Yes. Like
and it's warm.
Yeah. And then like, do we show the product at the end? Like she literally storyboarded each clip to make the vision come to life. And I think that that's important with a brand, is like, how are you storyboarding each moment to get what you want? Because
I think that also helps with the process. Sometimes I have no idea what I'm doing until I start actually working on it.
And if you don't, I think, and you know this, ask for exactly what you want. For if you're working with like an outside photographer, it doesn't show up the exact way you want.
Yeah, even with that video, because normally I would be at a shoot or call in. And so when we got the footage back, there was like an issue and she had to reshoot a scene, which is fine because we had time. We had like a day maybe, but it's fine. I think you also just have to be flexible and expect that there's going to be revisions. Thinking you're going to shoot it and it's perfect is not how it works.
It's constant refinement. That's so, so important. Branding pet peeve that makes your eye twitch.
Maybe when brands don't evolve.
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot.
Yeah, when they're stuck in the same ways. I get that it's what worked for them in the past, but there's a way to take your brand into today.
It reminds me of nails.
It's a great example.
If you are wearing the same nails that you've had 30 years ago, it almost like it's like implants too. It can show your age. Like if the bolt-on implants that everyone had in the 90s, like you could see that it has
like a
evolved.
Tanning bed.
Yeah,
look.
It's a look. It's like the Playboy bunny on the lower hip.
Yeah,
that I used to do.
I'm obsessed with that. I'm using that as inspo for something.
Great, and maybe you bring it back and you make it fresh. But my point is like it's same with the brand. You want to evolve the brand as you go.
Yeah, you need to be flexible, I think, is what is really important.
What's a day in your life of working for The Skinny Confidential?
I think that my job is so great because every day is a little bit different.
Yeah, it is every day different. The other day I texted you, I was like, I need slippers.
Yeah, and we're like, done.
And you're
problem.
like, what? I'm like, we need slippers. We just redid the office.
Yeah.
And I don't want shoes everywhere. I'm like, we need TSC slippers. And you were like, designing slippers.
I kind of thrive off of that because I've worked with you for so long that I love it. It's like I was probably supposed to be working on something else, but I was stuck on it anyway. And so it's a nice distraction. To be able to finish something that I know I can do well is a better feeling and better use of my time than staring at the screen without knowing what I'm doing.
Quick break to talk about Fatty 15. I love being early to the party sometimes, and we have been very early to the Fatty 15 party, but now it's time for you to join as well if you haven't. Here's the thing. Fatty 15 is a single ingredient supplement that is made of just C15. It is completely natural, and it is incredible. I've been taking it for months and months now with stellar results. If you're not familiar with C15, C15 is the first essential fatty acid to be discovered in 90 years, and get this, studies have confirmed that it's 3 times better, broader, and safer than omega-3s. The origin story is that Fatty 15 co-founder Dr. Stephanie Van Watson, who's been on this show twice now, I highly suggest you check out those episodes, discovered C15 as the first essential fatty acid to be found in over 90 years while working with the U.S. Navy to continually improve the health and welfare of aging dolphins. Yes, the Navy works with dolphins. I was surprised too. Again, check out those episodes. We tell the whole story there. But let's keep this moving. If you want to get sciencey about it, studies show that C15 works by strengthening our cells, improving our mitochondrial function, and protecting us against damaging free radicals. The result, better long-term metabolic, liver, and heart health. It ends up that many of us are deficient in C15, which results in weaker cells. All of that makes us age faster, sleep poorly, feel sluggish. If this sounds familiar, it may be because you're deficient in C15. So like I said, ever since I discovered this product, I've been taking it daily. It's one of my go-tos. I can't live without it. I just did an episode recently on my morning cocktail. This is one of them. It's in there every single day. And of course, we have an incredible offer for our listeners and viewers. Fatty 15 is on a mission to replenish your C15 levels and restore your long-term health. You can get an additional 15% off their 90-day subscription starter kit by going to fatty15.com/skinny and using code skinny at checkout. Again, that's fatty15.com/skinny. One of the greatest things that Lauryn and I have experienced moving to the middle of the country, moving to Texas, is that we are now much closer to one of our favorite places, and that is Miami. And it has quickly become one of our favorite places for an assortment of reasons. First, they have such a great art scene. They have museums, they have exhibits, they have things for kids and adults, whether it's the Perez Art Museum in Miami, the Institute of Contemporary Art in Miami. They also have so many great outdoor activities. Lauryn and I, outside of loving the beach, you can go boating, you can go kayaking, you can go scuba diving, golf, tennis, pickleball, you name it. What I love about that city is everybody is happy, they're fit, they're active, they're in the sunshine, they're moving, they're grooving, and it's just a great time. It's great for family, it's great for adults, it's great for kids, and there's always something to do. And let's not forget about the culinary experience. There are so many incredible restaurants in Miami. In Greater Miami and Miami Beach, there is always mouthwatering meal around the corner with Michelin-starred restaurants, food trucks, and local favorites. You can pretty much throw a rock in any direction and hit a great restaurant. We spend a lot of time over there now. We have a lot of friends that have moved there. Many people are familiar, obviously, with Miami Beach, but there's also downtown, the Design District. There's also Little Haiti and Miami Springs. So check Miami out, learn more. Visit www.findyourmiami.com. Again, that's findyourmiami.com.
How is my skin? You know what? This sunscreen, it's caffeinated, it's mineral, and it does not pile under makeup. I applied it today with a damp beauty blender before I got my glam done, and it lays so nicely under like a foundation or a concealer. But here's the thing that I like the most about it. So when I'm off work and when I don't have to do podcasts or Instagrams or content, or I just can just be comfortable, I can wear this caffeinated sunscreen and I still get a really nice tint and a protection. And it looks like my skin is all one even tone, which is nice without all the makeup. It's not like a foundation. It's like the caffeine tightens your skin. It gives you a nice even tone and it just gives you a little bit of color. So what I like about this sunscreen is the versatility. So you can wear it when you're off and you're running around and you're running errands and wear it with nothing over it. Or you can wear it like I'm wearing today right now with foundation and concealer over it. So it works both ways. I will wear this when I'm going to the gym in the morning and just wear it throughout the day with nothing else. Or I will wear it with a full look. I created this sunscreen because I couldn't find a mineral-based sunscreen with caffeine in it. Caffeine tightens the skin, it shrinks the pores, and I just like how it lays on the skin. And I mixed it with a mineral sunscreen, and then we made it SPF 40. So it's a real treat. I think that you guys will absolutely love it. It just comes out in a pump, fits in your handbag, and it can go through the airport. You can shop this at shopskinnyconfidential.com, and it's the caffeinated SPF. Also, if you're like me and you go through sunscreen quickly, you can subscribe and the sunscreen will get delivered straight to your door so you don't have to worry about it. That's shopskinnyconfidential.com. So what's a Monday?
So on Monday, we have our team's growing. So on Mondays, we have the team meeting, which I usually like prep for before. And then I have a lot of other meetings. That's mostly like our individual meetings, or we're reviewing the new ad creative that came in over the weekend or issues that happened over the weekend. And I'm also like getting my to-do list in order. That was Monday that you said the thing about the slippers. So that means that project's getting started. I submitted the quote and then I have to wait until Tuesday to finalize it.
And then I also was like, oh, and we also need coffee cups. And you're like, I want coffee cups for shoots and for the team to have cute branded coffee cups.
The paper ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. We ordered those.
Great. We can't wait. I think that one thing that's cool about your job is like, yes, you're working on product innovation and design and the packaging, but you're also working on photo shoots and concepts and branding. And then also there's the other facet of like the internal branding. Like how do we make the office and all the stuff around it look cohesive? And it's constant, like you said, refinement.
Yeah.
What's a day in the life of a photo shoot?
A day in the life of a photo shoot.
Yeah, because people don't realize how much work that is. You have to fly to LA.
Yeah. So I fly to LA. Well, actually, the hardest part is the prep work. So it's the weeks leading up to that. It's the booking the location, getting the COI insurance, getting the photographer booked, getting the gaffer, getting, set assistant,
Models.
getting the models' hair and makeup, getting the models to get their nails done before, getting the right sizing,
Run of show.
getting the styling done, and I'll work with the stylist or I'll order the clothes if she needs help, getting all the props that we need, making sure the studio has, the right eggshell colored backdrop that we want and the right C-stands, and making sure that they have parking. And then I'll make the shot lists. And so that will be, a lot of the time when you work with a photographer, they'll say you can get 20 selects. And then there's a post-editing fee. And so anything over that 20 select, is going to be going over budget. And so I make the list of the 20 that I want in my dream scenario, and then I add like 30 more just in case the 20 in my dream scenario don't look good in reality. I'll get ready. I'll get to the shoot. I'll order coffee. I'll get all the products laid out, and that's when the models and the hair and everyone starts arriving. And then usually arrive last, and you're there and start helping me make sure that everything looks okay. And then we just start shooting.
So I think that this is important to show anyone who is working in any kind of company as a junior leveled person, meaning you started helping me clean up food content and helping me do flat lays and helping me in my closet. And you've evolved into this position that's a huge position and a really important position in the brand as the director of branding. If someone is at a company and they want to grow the way you've grown, obviously it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
We know that.
Yeah.
Because it's been 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
But what are the other tools that they need? What are the things that you think have set you up for success from going from helping me with food shoots to directing the brand?
I think you just have to be eager to learn new things and have a good attitude about taking on things that are not in your job description, because it helps. You could say, oh, well, I'm doing this now. So you see you're providing more value in that way. And if you learn more skills, that also makes you more valuable. Like I learned graphic design when you started the podcast so I could do the Instagram. And now I feel like I'm like pretty good at graphic design.
I also think like you've come on the podcast, you've done the photo shoots, you've done the video shoots, you've helped with product design. Like the thing that you've taught me the most is that if you want to grow in a brand or you want to grow in a company, the most important thing to do is to constantly be learning new skills. And I use you as an example to so many people who have come onto the team. It's like you didn't just sit in the role of, because you started kind of like, I would say like you were my assistant.
Yeah.
And you didn't just sit in that role and be like, I'm good. You decided to add more layers to the onion of your task. Katie's another really great example. Like she started as an assistant, but she's turned into like so much more. She helps us with all different kinds of things. And she's like an octopus.
It's out of control.
No, she can build something, but she can also help me with my flowers at the house. And she can also...
She makes her own sourdough.
Make sourdough, but also run the office and kind of take over like projects. Like she just helped with this project with my office. Like she's a really great example of someone who's become multifaceted.
She's resourceful. I think that that's probably the biggest trait. If anyone's looking for a job, you need to be resourceful. You need to figure it out. The last thing I would do is come to you and say, I can't do this because I don't know how to, because I'd find someone to do it, or I would learn how to do it myself. It's everything. You can get it done.
Yeah, you have done a really good job of figuring it out. Like, I don't feel like you're never like someone who's like scratching, like, I need this, I need this, I need this. Like you always go and figure it out. You outsource it, you delegate it, or you learn to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the last question. Which sister is more stubborn?
That's a really hard one to answer. I think that it's really hard to get you to hear something sometimes because you have so much going on. I have to hang by the rafter to be like, I'm sinking up here. But I'm stubborn where I don't listen to you until like 10 times after. I also think that you have this like podcast and, you know, you're like a know-it-all. You and Michael. I
love this conversation.
It's like, I get it.
It's so real.
When we're at dinner and Michael's like, you need to be investing every single dinner. I'm like, ugh.
Every dinner, he's up her ass to invest and what to invest in. And he's sending her and her boyfriend, Drew, like all of these articles.
I can't say I don't appreciate it. It's great. I love it. But you know what? I have a financial advisor. I'm not dealing with the money.
Michael wants you to be your own financial advisor.
I know. Are you?
I do my own stuff, but he definitely is the ringleader. I think that he is very financially literate, and I could always do a better job.
I'm not that interested in it.
He's going to kill you. He's listening. You're going to get rapid fire text. Careful.
I appreciate it. I think it's coming from the right place, but I'm just saying you guys are like know-it-alls. And so sometimes I want to find it for myself. So I need to fail a little bit to learn it.
You know why I like this podcast episode, Carson? It's real. It's real. Not that it's not always real. This is real.
You guys come at me and you're like, Joe Schmo told me this and that. I get it.
It's like Andrew Huberman
yeah.
on like science. It's like literally Tony Robbins. I'm like, Tony Robbins.
I'm like, who?
I think it's so cool that you were literally like helping me with every facet of the brand, and now you're running your own division. I think it's awesome. Where can everyone go say hi to you?
You know, first they should follow The Skinny Confidential.
Okay.
And then they should follow me on Instagram, Mimi Evarts.
Mimi Evarts, she is here. She's live. She's been on the podcast before. Her and Michael did a dating episode. Go check it out.
Yeah.
That's a very real episode too. Thanks for coming on the show. Come back soon. Come back while I'm on maternity leave with Michael.
Okay, great.
Love it.
Thank you.